Welcome to the MBU Football Coaches Show. My name is Guy Danhoff, and I'm here with Coach B. Coach, okay, we know you didn't have a game. You traveled, though, to Nebraska. You guys were in hope of a game, and let's just say Mother Nature literally had her way. So talk to us about what happened and why the game was never played.
Well, it was really a dream come true, for us to drive to Nebraska. I mean, middle of nowhere, and not be able to play. It's exactly how we drew up that Saturday. But no, it was unfortunate. Nothing we could do about it. To their credit, they knew storms were coming in, and
Right.
they gave us a heads up to it. It would have been great if we were able to move the game, but that just wasn't in the cards, and so we waited as long as we could, and,
Right.
and I think on both sides we did everything we could to try and get that game to happen, but it just got to the point where, from a cost perspective, to wait till Sunday and play that,
Right.
just budget-wise, cost-wise, it just wasn't going to be feasible for us to do. And like, to our credit, Will DeCrane, who's our athletic trainer, the thing that he and I were talking about, and with the Peru State coaches and athletic director and their training staff, was
Right.
at some point we got to keep these young men's health and safety in mind, and going out and really starting a game at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, playing until maybe 1:30 in the morning, and then getting on a bus and driving home wasn't in anybody's best interest. So it was unfortunate. We were actually several times had gone out even after we started the game. We'd gone out, thought we were going to be in the clear, got pulled right back in, and then even the very last moment, we were about 3 minutes away from being able to be cleared with lightning strikes, and it didn't look like there was much off to the west. So we felt like if we could get by this last little bit, and it was after 10 o'clock, we said, hey, if we get another lightning strike now, that we're just going to have to shut it down.
Right.
And literally like 3 minutes before we got the all clear, we got a lightning strike right overhead, and we had to call it. So it was unfortunate. I know the guys were disappointed. Everybody was, but it was just the best thing to do.
Right, and the other thing, it doesn't have any impact on certainly national rankings or conference rankings because you're not in the same conference, correct?
Well, that's true, and that was something that we talked a lot about as well. And we are technically in the same conference under the umbrella of the Heart of America, but of course it's divided up into the North Division and the South Division.
Right.
And when you're talking about playoffs and conference championship, you're really going by division.
Correct.
It didn't have any bearing on that, and that was probably one of the bigger reasons why we were more inclined not to wait till Sunday. Obviously, we probably would have had to get the commissioner involved and find out what he wanted to do if it was a divisional game. But
Gotcha.
that wasn't the case, and so we just made the decision that it was going to be a no contest. We played 12 minutes of the game, and it goes down as a no contest.
Okay, well, there you have it, Spartan fans. Well, the good news is you had no injuries, correct?
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true. We actually did get a couple guys injured in the first 12 minutes. So.
Did you really?
Yeah, we really did.
Oh, wow.
So nothing major, but
Okay.
Joe White
Yeah.
injured his hip a little bit on a play early in the game. But he'll be fine. He'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
But it was something that we've had to limit his reps a little bit.
Okay. So, Coach, talk to us about your opponent this week. Obviously, the Spartans would be coming in at 2-1. You're taking on a William Woods team that is 1-3. But for the most part, Williams Woods is an up-and-coming program, much like we were a decade ago. So why don't you talk a little bit about, this upcoming game this Saturday at 1 o'clock right here at Spartan Field?
Yeah, well, I said to you just moments ago that they're a lot like us, and they are. They're a lot like us 10 years ago. They're a brand new program. This is their first season. They're trying to get off, get the thing launched, and they've got all the struggles that a new program has. But they do have some really talented players, and they've got some guys that can go out and make plays, especially at the skill position. I think their quarterback is a really good player. He's tough. I think the biggest thing that you see in new programs and where it takes the building is up front, on the offensive and defensive lines.
Right.
But, they've got some guys there that can make plays. They do a good job. They're well coached. They're going to be they're going to be a team that grows, I think. They got their first win last week, so they're coming off of a big win where they put up 55 points against Division III Westminster. But they've had a tough road. They opened with William Penn, then they played Grandview. So they've had some tough teams, right. And they're going to be hungry to go build off of what they put down last week and continue to get better. So it's definitely a game where I feel like when you look at it on paper, we have some advantages that are clear, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. You've got to go out and go play that game, and you've got to go earn the win, just like we would against Peru last week, or like we had to against Culver. It's every week. That's the challenge.
Right. So as you're coming into this week, I mean, what have you really told your players? Obviously, everyone's disappointed you didn't play the game, and let's just be honest. It'd been one thing if it would have happened here, but when you're on the road that far and you're coming back at 5:30, I think you guys came in at.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would just be tough. But what have you told your team this week so that you can come out of the gate seriously and maybe get that early lead and then see what that's like? Because it seems like the first quarters have not been too kind to you two, by your team.
No, exactly, and that's something that we emphasize every day in practice, every day in our team meetings. And it's something we've got to continue to get better at, and we've got to continue to show that we're getting better at it. But the biggest thing that I've told them and I've said to the staff is I want the staff to be harder on guys this week than maybe we have in weeks past. Right. I want guys to be ultra focused. That this is not a game that we're overlooking. This is a game that every week, regardless of who we play, we talk about a faceless, nameless opponent. And it's about us. It's about us getting better and doing what we do at a higher level, showing that progress, and that's ultimately what we're looking for.
Right.
And if we can't get it done, then it's time, as we're now going into our fourth game because of last week.
Right.
Hey, maybe we got to start looking at giving some young guys more time if some of the older guys that are getting time aren't willing to focus and put in that type of effort. But we've had a good week of practice, but we've got to continue to get better, and that's really where our focus is.
Well, that's good. I mean, the bottom line is they've only had 4 actual college games of experience, and I'm sorry, we're now a 10-year-old program. You've got seniors that have played here 4 years. You've got leadership on this team. I mean, there should be no reason why the Spartans can't come out and really, get off to a great start, and then let the game flow the way the game flows. Because, Coach, let's just be honest, what you guys are doing in second halves is amazing. I mean, to be honest, you guys make these great adjustments, and it's like almost sometimes like watching 2 separate teams.
Yeah, and that's what we need to get away from, right? I mean, as we get into the deeper part of our season, and even on Saturday, that's the thing you don't want to do in these type of games is give a team momentum. And that's exactly what we did against Culver Stockton a couple weeks ago. Is give them momentum. They hadn't had a lot of success, but all of a sudden now they have success. They start believing in what they're doing, and it just begins to snowball. And we can't let that happen regardless of who we play.
Right.
You can't dig yourself a hole and expect every week to come back. And I was kind of joking with them the other day in the team meeting room. I said, that I talked to the administration, and the good news is that we've sold out. They've gone to dynamic pricing on our games. And I told them that they've sold out every second half of a game, and they're charging more. And, we're still offering tickets for the first half because nobody wants to come and watch the first half Spartans. But that is something we've got to fix.
Wow, for a sport management professor, are you kidding me? That's pretty good. We actually just got done talking about dynamic pricing last Friday because we took 25 students, including some of your football guys.
Yep.
Obviously, we went to St. Louis Busch Stadium, and that's exactly what they were talking about and how they jack the prices up when they play the Cubs.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that we know that if you want to get the best deal, you got to come for the whole game. And not
you come for the first half.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right. You come the first half.
That's right.
You come for the whole game. So you got to get there for the nice tailgating. So with all the festivities, tell us what's going on, because this is a very special time.
Yeah.
Because you're celebrating the program's 10-year history.
Yeah. So that we are, and what a great way to do it against a team that's just starting up, and just kind of the similarities there. But we're going to be honoring our 10 years of having football here at Missouri Baptist, and we're inviting all the alumni back. We've got a alumni dinner on Friday night, that we'll be hosting here on campus, and we've got a good number of guys that are coming back and bringing their families, and then we'll have a tailgate party set up for them on Saturday before the game with food and drink and stuff like that. So that will take place in the pavilion across from the stadium by the volleyball court. That'll be basically from 11 o'clock to about 12:45, and then at halftime we'll honor all the alumni that are back, and we're really going to be focusing on all the alumni, but again, just that 2014 team, and the number of guys that were able to get back for that, and a couple guys that have been obviously very influential throughout the 10 years. Isaiah King will be back, obviously.
Sweet. The King
will be back in the house, and
sweet.
His tremendous career. That was our first All-American. Obviously, our second All-American, Jalen Cowley, will be here, and he's at most of the games. And the one that I'm really excited about seeing, and he's bringing his family, is Kevin Good. And Kevin played linebacker for us. And what's really special about Kevin, and where we're going to highlight him a lot Friday and during the game on Saturday, is that he is the only one out of 43 guys that we brought in that first year that were here for 5 years. So he was here from 2013, the year where we didn't play a season, all the way through his graduation. Now, we had other guys that were here in 2013 and then maybe graduated. But he was the one guy that came in as a freshman and saw it all the way through, and that's really special. And so we're going to highlight and honor him in a special way on Friday, and then again at halftime.
That's so exciting. So is there any other notables that you can mention that are coming out?
Well, I'm just going off the top of my head, Kenyon Perkins, he just got his PhD.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Check that out.
It's just
the
great.
Rhodes Scholar.
It's great to see so many guys go on and be successful. KP was a great linebacker for us, and then went to pharmacy school, got his PhD. He's flying back into town. Nice. I think Thomas Smith is going to be coming in from Texas. Obviously, great offensive lineman for us. Connor Bomstead will be here.
The Bomber.
Yeah, the Bomber.
The Bomber is back.
Bryson Barnes will be back.
Yeah.
Joe King, the other King, will be back.
Yep.
He'll be here Saturday. We have a bunch of guys that are coaching, and so they won't be able to be here Friday, but they're going to be here on Saturday for the game. And it'll be a great time. I'm looking forward to seeing all those guys and really excited about it.
That's going to be so much fun. Honestly, you want to check out, Spartan fans, all the social media for MBU football, because I know there'll be some videos. They'll be sharing some stories. It's just going to be a really good time.
DeMarco Billups, he's another one. DeMarco was our quarterback in the first year.
Yeah.
What's been really fun about this is we've been kind of going back through old games and trying to find some video, because they're putting together a video for tomorrow night's dinner.
Right.
And Coach Coe and I sat back and we were watching some game film from the SEMO game. I was like, I want to see what was the first play that Coach Coe called as the offensive coordinator, and we were going back and we were kind of yelling yesterday when we were looking at it, because we really should have had a first down. We had a huge play on 3rd and long, and we had a huge play and we blocked it wrong, and they made the play, but. It was a lot of fun, and just kind of going back, thinking about all the big moments, like Isaiah King ripping off 240 yards against St. Xavier. And,
right here.
Well, it was at CBC. It was at home.
That's
CBC.
correct. Yeah, it was a home game.
Yeah, it was a home game.
Yeah.
I went back for the video and I pulled clips of when he went back-to-back touchdowns against then number 1 ranked St. Francis, Indiana. Reminiscing with Zach Kern, who's on our staff, but when he had a huge interception against Wisconsin River Falls that turned the game, and we ended up winning that one on the road. Of course, Joe King's four interceptions right here.
That was right here.
That was right here. In a rain delay.
Right. I remember.
So many memories, and it's just fun to kind of go back down and reminisce, and obviously. A lot of tough times, a lot of times where guys have had to really persevere, and just to see where we've been, where we're going, it's exciting.
So, Coach, as we wrap up the show, this is something, and some of the Spartan fans have been with us for years now. So this is not a new story. It may be new if you're new to our program, but it's not a new story. And I'm going to see if we can get him to budge a little bit. But when Jalen Cowley was here, we've heard about an infamous chess match between you two.
Yeah.
And are you ever going to tell us the actual real outcome? Because neither one of you really will ever give it up. I was wondering now that, he's no longer here. Can you divulge who actually won or what happened?
Well, Jalen is like a son to me, and we're very close. We still talk all the time,
Yep.
which several of the guys we do. But yeah, he whipped my tail. I mean, yeah, yes. I can't hide it. It was on some little app where you go back and forth, and it was, I don't know, 20 minutes, and that included the downtime while you're waiting for the thing to send.
Right.
But yeah, he's a pretty good chess player, and he never. I think one of the things that I love about Jalen so much is just how unique he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the guy that before the game you say, what's on your playlist, and he'll say, well, he'll have country, he'll have classical, he'll be listening to Beethoven, and right before, he's a tremendous chess player. So he's just literally into everything, and it makes it a lot of fun. So.
Well, I know he was one of the most memorable interviews I ever had about that, because I asked him, what was your, what are you listening to in pregame? And he says, oh, I listened to, Beethoven Symphony. And then he says, particularly in the key of E minor. Now, I'm thinking, okay, you're not even a music major. Yeah. And what the heck are you saying to the key E minor for?
Yeah. Well,
that's pretty cool. I think
he's
cool.
He's big into art. And so, when we had the guys out to the house for a barbecue one year, he brought his art stuff, and he's sitting out there painting. So then my girls start painting with him.
That's cool.
And then he ended up making them stuff, and it's still in their room, So a lot of great stuff. I mean, these guys, they're a part of our family, but they impact my family a lot, and it's a lot of fun for them to be around. And another guy that's coming back that probably is a little bit under the radar, but I want to highlight him as well is Matt Klewer. Okay. So Matt played. I want to say the first year. He might have gone into the second year. I can't quite remember. But Matt was the very first guy that we signed. He was, he played offensive line. He was the very first commit that we had in that 2013 class. He was here in 2013, definitely played in that 14 season. Ended up leaving and going another route, but he and his wife are doing great, and he's coming back, so I'm excited to see them. That's
exciting. So if you come to the game, come to Spartan Stadium, you're getting a chance to actually meet and see these folks. I know you're going to bring a lot of nostalgia back, and just hearing that list just gets me excited because, like you said, Coach, so many memories, so many great memories, and just seeing the history of the program of 10 years. I can't wait to see some of these guys like Kevin Good. Yeah. Again, for him to see this today, right? Spartan football in 2024. Yeah. Certainly Bryson Barnes. I mean, my gosh, up until recently when he got the head coaching job in high school, he'd been here as a player. Actually, been in every game as a player.
Every game.
For 4 years in every game.
Yep.
And then he was obviously here as a coach, working with you. So it's just going to be great to have, all these MBU football alums back. Yeah. And it's going to be a great game right here this Saturday at 1 p.m. right here on Spartan Field. So for Coach B, I'm glad to end up. We want to thank you guys for watching it all right here on the Spartan Digital Network.